Good morning. I'm Sheila Maria and I am a psychic medium for Starseed, and it is wonderful to be with you. This morning's video is called Your Soul Blueprint, and what I wanted to share with you are the different aspects of your blueprint and what a blueprint is and how you can find out the details of your blueprint that are relevant to you right now. So the most common question that many light workers have is, why am I here? What is my purpose? And I've done many videos about the different aspects of your life purpose. And I want to go into this in a little bit more detail. So there is a difference between your life theme, which is a mixture of what you need to learn and what you need to heal, and also the jobs or the vocations or the lessons that you're going to add as a contribution to the collective. So they are two different things. And your soul blueprint was not really about what you came here to do for others. Your soul blueprint is a very, I'm going to say, like, quite a firm copy of what you will when you will yourself into your body here. Okay, it's like the bottom line, what you're going to achieve. You could call it your destiny, you could call it your fate, but it's what your incarnation depends upon. And your soul blueprint is 50% of your life purpose. So the other 50% of your life purpose is down to free will, the paths that you take to get to where you were always going to go, how much you allow yourself to grow or how much you allow fear to hold you back, and also your legacy and your contribution to the collective. So that's the other 50% of your life purpose. But your soul blueprint is pre-agreed before birth and it doesn't change. So the first part of your soul blueprint is your genetics, your spiritual genetics. And this is basically to do with the raw nature of your soul and the raw essence of your oversoul. So let me give you an example. My raw nature is truth. The energy of my oversoul is vitality and action. And so the raw basics of my soul blueprint are that I am always about truth and I'm always about action. And whether that is easy or whether it is something I'm wanting to avoid, those parts of my blueprint, the energy of my oversoul and the raw energy of my soul outside of this persona, is what will dominate my life. So then the next part of your soul blueprint, which is 50% of your life purpose, is the polarity, the polarizing opposite to your oversoul quality and your true soul quality. So polarization causes expansion and growth. And when we grow, our oversoul grows as well, and then the whole of creation grows. So using myself as an example, my oversoul's quality is vitality and action. So the polarizing vibration to that is inaction and stagnation. Okay, so during my life, I am caught between those two magnetizing factors, and that is going to create the growth within me and the growth within my oversoul as well. I love you. I've got a guy sat right next to me. So then the next part of your soul blueprint is the polarizing aspects of your true soul nature. So again, with mine being truth, the polarizing opposite to that is falsehood or deceit. So I am always going to have situations where there is an illusion, an apparent lack, an apparent separation, and the truth. And my growth occurs between here and here, and it is the same for you as well. So those are two of the reasons why your life can feel difficult a lot of the time. And as soon as you get over one hurdle, it can feel as though you're being set up for another, because you've got those two polarizing forces at play throughout the whole of your life. So you also have 5 or 3 or 1 crisis point. So these crisis points may be exits, so exit points where you leave the planet. They can be dark night of the soul. They can be identity shifts. They can be breakdowns. But essentially, whether you have 5, 3, or 1, some souls have 7. Okay? It's where your soul growth is accelerated during and after that point. So these are also known as spiritual awakenings. These are also known as exit points. These are also known as dark night of the souls. It's a point when your timelines split and you've basically got the 7D timeline or the 3D timeline, okay? And whichever one you take brings in another set of life lessons. So let's say you come to a crisis point and you take the safe option, okay? Damage limitation. You stay in that toxic situation. What happens then is, because you've taken the 3D option, your higher self, which is all about growth, moves further along your timeline and brings in the next lot of life lessons so that you reach the next crisis point quicker. And the more times that you take the safe option, the 3D option, the lesser option, the suppressed option, the more dramatic the life lessons become to get you to the next crisis point, because your true path is always the 7D timeline. And there are only 2 timelines at a crisis point. At every other time in our life, there's 3 timelines every 4.5 minutes. But when we're coming up to a crisis point, there's either like a divorce or a death in the family or a breakdown, whatever that is. And you'll either have 1, 3, 5, or 7. And Michael's just asking me to point out, it's usually not one event. It's usually over a period of 2 years. And it's usually a cluster of life events involving often many of your soulmates coming and going. And that is the crisis point over that span of actually 21 to 22 months. So you have 5 crisis points, 7 crisis points, 3 crisis points. If you're very lucky, only 1 crisis point, but most people have around 3 to 5. As a result, and you created those, you did choose them with your guides, with your soul council. You did choose those. Hello, good morning, I love you. I've got so many angels with me. You then have 5, 7, 3, or 1 healing paths. So these are the paths through the crisis points, and they happen as the crisis point comes onto the horizon, or as the choice point comes onto the horizon, and after. And these healing paths are designed to accelerate your growth psychically, spiritually, abundance, success, awareness, fame, achievement, health, productivity, fertility. Okay, so this is when people say it's not a punishment. If you take the healing path, and what this means, the healing path means is that you go at your own pace, but you go at your true pace. So if you are trying to go very, very slowly and avoid your growth and avoid those difficult conversations and avoid looking at this, your soul will speed things up, because your soul may naturally be faster. So my soul is very, very fast. And so my soul, if I try to go slowly and I don't do enough, my soul will just kick my life around until I get back on track and I go at the pace I'm supposed to. Okay, so you have 5 healing paths, 7 healing paths, 3 healing paths, or 1 healing path as well. So when you navigate these healing paths and these 5, 7, 3, or 1 crisis points, you also then have an influx of higher self energy coming into your aura and your Merkaba. And your higher self is actually lodged at the top of your Merkaba, which is connected to the Christ matrix, the light grid. And your higher self is wanting to come into the physical more and more. Even if you're terminally ill, your higher self won't leave until the last few hours of your physical life. Your higher self wants to experience that illness or whatever it is, and all the mechanics that go with that. So when your higher self energy comes in, very often your psychic abilities for about 3 weeks go and you start experiencing things. So you also have, as part of your blueprint, your catalyzing soulmates. So catalyzing soulmates are pre-agreed to birth. And very often I will see people saying, he's my twin, she's my twin, and it's not. It's a catalyzing soulmate that's coming in to get them to move towards that next choice point. Okay, so catalyzing soulmates create disruption and they create expansion. And you could have a soulmate that's been perfectly wonderful your whole life, and then they hit their teenage years, right? And they catalyze you in very painful ways, and it feels very destructive, but they planned to do that. It's part of their gift to you. So you have catalyzing soulmates. So you also pre-plan your strongest and deepest unions. And people make this all about the twin flame. It isn't always about the twin flame, because your twin flame may come at the end of your life. Your twin flame may not even be incarnated in this life. We're talking about the strongest soulmates that you will have on earth. And the strongest soulmates that you will have on earth are not necessarily going to be with you for the longest time. It is the deepest connections, not the most difficult, not the most catalyzing, not the most heartbreaking. They may be heartbreaking, they may be catalyzing, and not necessarily the happiest. It is the deepest connections that you have. So my strongest and deepest unions are with my husband, my youngest daughter, my eldest son, and I love my other kids so much. And they were also with my mother and a couple of other individuals as well. And you usually have seven strong, deep soul connections within one life. Okay, so you may not, and one of the mistakes people make is thinking that an on again, off again soulmate that won't commit is a true soulmate. No, very often they're a carryover from past lives, and you're tying up so that you can have the strongest, deepest unions that you pre-agreed to life. So you can retrieve your soul blueprint details at any time that are relevant to you now. People want to know often what planet they were from. My answer always is, how does that help? So it's your soul blueprint is not really about other lives. It's about what you can achieve this time as this version of your soul. If you want any help retrieving your true soul blueprint, of which is only 50% of your life purpose, and that includes your soul name, do come and visit me over at Misty Chick and my website SheelaghMaria.com. For now, I'm wishing you a wonderful March, lots of love to you, and goodbye, my darlings, for now.